Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Pilates practice, which is all about strengthening through our pelvic floor. My name is Dana. I am a Pilates instructor and a personal trainer, and I show women over the age of 40 how to change the way we age through how we exercise and how we eat. So for today's practice, you will need a small ball. If you don't have a small ball, you could also use a yoga block, or if you don't have either of those things, simply grab either a cushion or a pillow and fold it in half. Okay, so when you're ready, slip into something comfortable, grab a mat, and let's begin. Our first exercise, I'm wanting you to lay down on the mat for me. And just bringing your hands down by your side, tuck your chin in, open up your chest and reach your hands down towards your ankles. So from here, I want you to draw your tummy in toward your lower back just a little bit. Now from here, I want you to think about internally pulling up through your back and through your front passage, and now just release everything. Let's try that again. Draw your tummy in toward your lower back a little bit. Now internally pull up through the back and front passage, and then just release everything. And 3 to go. Draw your tummy into your lower back. Think about drawing up through the back and the front passage, and then just release everything. 2 to go. Draw your tummy in toward your lower back, pulling up through the back and the front passage, and then just release. And last one. Drawing your tummy into your lower back, pulling up through the back and the front passage, and then just releasing everything. So from there, I'm going to ask you to grab your ball and just popping your ball between both your legs and just keeping back into this position. So shoulders are back and down, reach your hands down towards your ankles and hold this. So I want you from here to flatten your lower back into the floor. I now want you to draw your tummy into your lower back and pull up through the back and front passage. Now squeeze your ball for me and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's just release. And again, so let's flatten your lower back, draw your tummy to your lower back, and then pulling up internally through the back and front passage, and now squeeze that ball and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just release. And 1 to go. So flattening your lower back, I want you to draw your tummy to your lower back, now internally pull up through the back and front passage, and now squeeze your ball and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, so adding on from there, I want you to flatten your lower back. I want you to draw your tummy to your lower back, and I want you to pull up through the back and front passage. Now squeeze your ball. Now from here, I want you to tuck your tailbone under. Keep squeezing your ball and pulling up internally as you peel off one vertebra at a time and raise your hips into what we call ski slope position. Stay here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, slowly start to pace one vertebra at a time back to the floor. Release the ball and releasing through the pelvic floor. Let's go again for me. So I want you to flatten your lower back. I want you to pull up internally, squeeze your ball. Now tuck your tailbone under and peel off one vertebra at a time and really raise those hips up to the ceiling and squeeze into your bottom cheeks. Now take a breath in. As you breathe out, slowly pace one vertebra at a time all the way back down to the floor and releasing through that ball. And last one. I want you to flatten your lower back, draw your tummy into your lower back and pulling up through the pelvic floor, squeeze your ball. Take a breath in. Now as you breathe out, slowly start to peel off, keep squeezing that ball one vertebra at a time and raise your hips up to the ceiling, squeeze through your bottom cheeks. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just slowly pace one vertebra at a time, releasing through that ball as you lower yourself all the way back down to the floor. And adding on from there, so I want you from here to flatten your lower back. Draw your tummy to your lower back, pull up internally through the back and front passage, and squeeze your ball. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under and start to peel off one vertebra at a time. Raise your hips up into what we call ski slope. Squeeze your bottom cheeks as you breathe in, float both your arms behind you. And as you breathe out, slowly pace one vertebra at a time, all the way back down into the floor. Once you're down there, breathe in, float both your arms over your head to your side. Breathe out, release off the ball. 1 to go. I want you to breathe in, flatten your lower back. draw your tummy to your lower back and pulling up through the back passage and the front passage and squeeze your ball. Now as you breathe out, peel off one vertebra at a time and raise your hips up into ski slope. Keep squeezing your ball, squeeze your bottom cheeks. Now breathe in as you float both your arms behind you, and as you breathe out, start to pace one vertebra at a time all the way back down into the floor, releasing off that ball. Breathe in as you float both your arms over your head to your side and breathing out to relax. From there, I'm just going to ask you to place that ball off to the side. So from here, I want you to draw your tummy to your lower back, and I want you to flatten your lower back and pull up internally. Now take a breath in. As you're ready to breathe out, just float one leg to tabletop. Inhale, and as you exhale, float the other leg to tabletop. Now just release that lower back into a natural curve. Draw your tummy into your lower back and pulling up internally. Take a breath in. As you're ready to breathe out, just slowly lower one heel toward the floor and inhale as you float that leg back into tabletop. Now alternate. Exhale as you lower down with control and inhale as you float back into tabletop. Let's continue with that movement. As you exhale, draw your tummy into your lower back and pulling up through the back and front passage. And inhale as you come back through. Exhale, draw the tummy into your lower back and pulling up internally. And inhale as you float back through. Let's do two more. Exhale as you lower down with control. And inhale as you come back through. Last one. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale as you float. And as you exhale, lower both those legs down to the floor. Good job. Now let's add on from there. So I want you to pop the ball back between your legs for me. Have your hands down by your side and coming back up into what we call tabletop position. So from here, I want you to flatten your lower back into the floor. Then I want you to overarch your lower back into a sway back. Now just come back halfway, and we call that neutral spine. So from there, I want you to draw your tummy to your lower back, and I want you to pull up your pelvic floor and squeeze your ball. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, start to lower those heels down to the floor, just as far as you feel that your lower back is starting to go, and then inhale, release back into tabletop. Let's go again. So exhale, squeeze the ball, pull up through the back and the front passage, and then inhale as you release back through. Let's do three more. Exhale, squeeze the ball, pull up through the back and the front passage, and inhale as you release back through. Exhale, draw that tummy in, pull up internally, squeeze your ball, and inhale, release. And last one. Exhale, squeeze and lower. And when you're ready to inhale, coming all the way back up, and as you exhale, just lower those feet back down to the floor. So that's quite a challenging exercise, isn't it? So pop your ball off to the side for me and just come back into our tabletop position. So draw your tummy to your lower back and pulling up through the back and the front passage. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just open up one hip by lowering that leg down toward the floor. And as you inhale, bringing that back through. Now as you exhale, come to the other side for me. And as you inhale, bringing that leg back through. Let's do two more. Exhale as you lower down, and inhale as you bring that back through. Exhale as you lowering down, and inhale as you bringing that back through. And when you're ready to exhale, just draw those knees in towards your chest. Now just massage your lower back by taking it around in a little circular motion. And just reverse that, taking it back the other way. So if you do have incontinence or you're finding that your pelvic floor is weak, you can regain that strength, which is so important to know. So you're not stuck with having a weak pelvic floor if you take the time to do these exercises. So now let's go into our next exercise. So just popping your ball back in between your legs for me and bringing your heels on an imaginary coffee table. So we commonly call this tabletop. So I want you just to bring both your arms out to the side for me, and I want you to imagine that your feet are facing 12 o'clock on a clock face. I want you to breathe in as you squeeze that ball and pull up internally, and as you breathe out, start to lower both those legs down to your right for me, but keep your left shoulder blade glued into the floor. Now inhale as you release the pressure off that ball and just slowly come back into tabletop position. Let's try it the other way. Exhale, draw the tummy in, pull up internally, squeeze your ball and lower down the other way. Now inhale as you release off the ball and with control, coming all the way back. And again, exhale, squeeze into that ball, lowering down with control. And when you're ready to inhale, bring it all the way back into tabletop. And last one, exhale as you squeeze the ball, lowering all the way down toward the floor. And when you're ready to inhale, bringing that all the way back through to the center. And as you're ready to exhale, lowering that down to the floor. Good job. So when you're ready, just give both your knees a hug for me, pulling them right in towards your chest. Lift your head and shoulders off the floor and roly-poly backward and forward. And when you're ready, coming all the way back up into a seated position. Now what I also recommend is if you're able to grab one of these balls, is when you're sitting down, maybe watching TV of an evening, is just to pop that ball between your legs and just do some little squeezes. And as you're squeezing, think about pulling up through the back and front passage. So it's as if you're imagining that you're stopping your number ones and your number twos and pulling up through the other way. Keep going for me. Let's do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. So thank you for joining me today, and if you would like any further information, please reach out by going to my website www.danaeden.com.au, and yeah, thanks again, and I'll catch you next time. I'll see you then.